How are you? I'm Eric. Thank you very much for spending part of your time with me. It is always good to have you with us as we find out what's happening with the arts around the community, and they are all over the place, including on the campus of Indiana University East. A couple of years ago, a series kind of restarted itself, I will say. Years ago, if you remember, there was the Lively Arts series. That kind of went away, but Jessica Raposo has kind of brought it back with faculty members and friends of faculty and students, and it's just a pretty lively series these days. Mm-hmm. Jessica, thanks for spending some time.
Oh, thank you for having me back.
This is last year, really kind of brought it full circle. You've already started. You had an October show. What was that, just for those who missed it?
We had our first concert of the series was on October 27th. That was a flute and guitar recital with me on the flute.
You were in the flute?
I was the flute. And our new guitar instructor, Charles Ramsey, we've been wanting to play together for years, and so this was a great way to get that done.
Okay.
Charles started teaching for us last year. He had already been teaching at Earlham, and is a Richmond native, had moved away and been an active musician in New York City for years, and then came back to Richmond. And so we finally got him at IU East.
Nice.
So, yeah.
All right. So the Lively Arts series continues into November and December. Talk about what's coming up in those 2 months.
So we're very excited. The week after Thanksgiving, on Tuesday night, the 29th, the Miami Valley Klezmer Ensemble is coming to IU East. It is headed by our trombone instructor, Rich Beagle, and they basically perform Ashkenazi Jewish music. So this is Central and Eastern European sounding folk music,
wow.
Which has this wonderful tradition that goes back centuries, and it's just fun, upbeat, danceable music. So we're really excited. We've been trying to bring them for a couple years now, and it's finally happening. So we have that coming up at the end of November.
These are happening in Vivian Auditorium on
Yes.
the IU East campus. They are live streamed, but folks are welcome back to campus.
Exactly. We have the live stream to make it accessible to more people, but at the same time, we love having our audiences to be present. It fuels the musicians. So if you can come to campus, please do.
What time's the show?
7 p.m.
Okay.
Yeah.
Then you move into December.
December, we always celebrate our students. So we have a recital. So the students that are taking private lessons right now will perform. That's on Tuesday, December 6th at 7 p.m., also in Vivian. And then 2 days later, on December 8th, both our pep band and our chorale are going to be performing in concert that night. So that's a great way to get our students performing in front of our audiences.
Talk about the chorale a little bit.
So we are calling it the IU East Richmond Chorale. It's a bit of a mouthful, but it's because we want to show how it reflects both its membership, which is both IU East students and community members. So it is open for anybody in the community who loves to sing. And so we hope to continue growing the ensemble, but that's what we're working. That's what we're starting with now.
For folks who want a little bit more information on being in the chorale, maybe talk about how they connect with you or whoever they need to connect with.
Well, they can reach out to me directly if they'd like. My email information is on the IU East website. We also have a Facebook page. If you're on facebook.com/IU East Music or IUE Music, forgive me. We usually post updates there when it's time to register for the next session. Okay. And there's a really simple online form they can do to register for the chorale.
Talk a little bit about the music program that you all have here at IU East. It seems like every time I talk to you, every year I talk to you, there's something new added. We have our new guitar player, and you just kind of throw it out there, and it just kind of keeps growing.
It's true. I mean, that's sort of what you find with music. You're always finding new people to collaborate with, new ideas, new projects. So yes, Charles is a new faculty member in guitar as of last year. We have a new piano instructor this year who actually just moved to Richmond from Bloomington.
Okay.
And is very quickly becoming involved with the Richmond community. So we're excited about that. Yes. So yeah, we've been welcoming new faculty. We're excited that the pep band is going to be at more of the athletic events this year. So we've got that going on. We run a study abroad program that is finally going to be back this spring. So we're excited about that. It's been off since the pandemic. So, we're always trying to figure out new experiences for our students, new experiences for our audiences, and then go from there.
All right. Jessica Raposo, Indiana University East, the Lively Arts Series. Definitely check it out. Thanks for spending some time.
Thank you so much.
Ready for a change? Before joining First Bank, Gail, Diana, and Matt had experienced long evening and weekend hours, unsatisfying work conditions, and a need for more community involvement. With First Bank, they have new career opportunities. They're less stressed, more fulfilled, and able to enjoy both work and their personal lives with family and friends. If you're feeling less than appreciated, looking for a career that can offer you some meaning, and would like your evenings and weekends back, well, we're ready for you.
We're ready for you.
We're ready for you.
We're ready for you.
Hi, I'm Allison Zeidel from the Stam Koschlein Family Foundation. We are proud to support Wayne County organizations that are making life better for the youth of our community. Each year, we grant over $250,000 to roughly 30 groups and organizations. We also bring nonprofit leaders together to learn from each other and collaborate. We love building trust and meaningful partnerships. To learn more about how Stam Koschlein Family Foundation is impacting the community, we invite you to visit our website at stamkoschlein.org or follow us on Facebook.
Welcome back to Access to the Arts. We've moved locations, and yes, it's a different day. I've changed clothes again. We are in the Tom Thomas Gallery in Whitewater Hall on the Indiana University East Campus, speaking with Carrie Longley, who is Associate Professor of Fine Art and Campus Art Director here at Indiana University East. And we were talking to Jessica Raposo, and she started talking about the Whitewater Valley Art Competition. And guess what? That's what we're going to get into just a little bit more. Carrie, thank you for spending some time with us.
Thank you for having me.
The 44th annual, I think, is the number, Whitewater Valley Art Competition. Talk a little bit about how it went, what you saw, what's changed even a little bit.
Sure. This exhibition originated in 1978 and has a tradition of open judging, which has transformed over the years and started changing with COVID.
Yep.
So it went from open judging with physical art pieces to requiring the artist to enter in an online platform with digital images.
Okay.
So we've noticed with the change that many artists from a broader geographic location have started entering the competition. This year we had 238 entries from 85 artists.
That sounds like a lot.
It was a lot. It was a lot to review, but it was very competitive, which we like. Cool. But from those 238 images, the jurors selected 52 art pieces from artists 18 years and older residing in Indiana and surrounding states.
When you say open judging, for those that aren't familiar with it, how is that different from a normally juried show?
Sure. So usually when artists enter a jury competition, they receive a letter back that says that their work was accepted or declined for the exhibition with no explanation of why. Mm-hmm. With open judging, artists can watch recorded jurying from our panel of jurors. This year it was Elizabeth Clafey, Michael Goodson, and Sean Dingworth. And then they're able to attend a Q&A with those jurors where they can ask the jurors why they made the decisions that they made. So jurors can explain maybe it was that the piece wasn't documented, wasn't photographed very well, so they can't see the details of the artwork. Maybe the piece wasn't as original as they would like, or the technical craftsmanship wasn't up to par. So it's a great learning experience for our students at IU East, and now our online students can watch the jurying process. Nice. And community members and regional artists that submit.
Talk a little bit about the types of pieces that are able to be submitted.
So we accept pieces of all media except for video art and installation art. We just don't have a really great space to be able to exhibit installation art. We like to accept as many pieces as possible, and installation art tends to be very large. So we accept, this year we've had bronze sculpture, painting, photography, metalsmithing, collage, textiles, ceramics. So it's a really
It's a
fun
wide
exhibit.
range.
Right. Difficult for our gallery coordinator, Nate Kuznia. He installs this exhibition, and it can be very challenging to install these exhibitions when there's such a broad range of expression and material used, but he does a fantastic job.
Talking about the exhibition, it is able to be seen here on the Indiana University East Campus. Talk about when and for how long.
So it's exhibited in the Tom Thomas Gallery and Meyer Artway, so it's split between two different exhibition spaces, both in the Whitewater Hallway, or Whitewater Building, until December 10th.
Okay. Hours of the gallery, people can just come to campus and view it.
Monday through Friday, 9 to 5, the gallery is open for visitors.
All right. So come check out some of the pieces from the 44th Annual Whitewater Valley Art Competition. 54 pieces, I think you said were?
52 pieces.
52 pieces. So a lot to see. Come by, check it out. And we'll talk to Carrie again, probably in another show about some of the other exhibits that are going to be hanging here in Indiana University East in the Tom Thomas Gallery and the Meyer Artway.
Hi, I'm Monica Koschlein, Executive Director of your Richmond Symphony Orchestra. It is an honor for the RSO to be an integral part of the arts makeup of Richmond and enhance the quality of life of the region. The RSO has been fortunate to exist in a community that has been generous in supporting our efforts for 65 consecutive seasons. Through the pandemic, we have continued to expand our programming. The RSO thanks you for your continued patronage and support.
Welcome back to Access to the Arts. We're having a chance to talk with John Cook, Performing Arts Manager, Civic Hall Performing Arts Center, the ones with the really cool new website.
That's right.
You've redone the website. Talk
Yeah.
about that for a minute.
The website is, we just had it redone with Brick Road Media. The previous website was starting to have some glitches in it, and because it was an older platform, we weren't able to actually service it. So we found a new provider, and it's really, really nice.
Yeah? A couple of the features that people would be most interested in real quick.
I think it's really user-friendly. There's lots of buttons that you can click on that take you to where you need to go. If you want to get tickets, you can click a button and it tells you what kind of shows we're looking at. And the response is pretty quick as far as they'll click on that, they just put in information. It comes to my email and Cindy, the box office manager's email, and we contact them the next day, and then we can help them pick out their seats and those kinds of things. And
Cool.
It's got, history of the Civic Hall. It's got a seating chart. It's got our technical requirements or the technical capabilities of Civic Hall, and you can find that on the website too. It's really
First
cool.
upgrade in a while. That's cool.
Yeah.
The season has been going fairly well for you so
Yes.
far. You've got a show coming up in December that people should put on their calendars, because actually it sounds like a really nice show. It's All Is Calm, The Christmas Truce of 1914, kind of based on a real happening.
It is. It's about the historical event that happened at the beginning of World War I. The first 4 months, it was basically, not really, hadn't gone that long, and most of the troops on both sides, whether it was the Allies or the Germans, they were all thinking it was going to be over in a short amount of time. We all know that was not the case, but it was in December of 1914, and both sides were in trenches. That was how it started to play out. It was the trench warfare. And within the trenches, they were able to hear each other on one side or the other. Early on, they were not really fighting in the evening or after dark. So you could hear the other side eating and talking and singing and things like that. So it was the Christmas Eve thing that really started when they could hear each other singing Christmas carols, and they realized they were the same Christmas carols in different languages. And two guys, one from each side, decided they were going up and they were going to go across. and it started this whole event of things to happen where they came out of their trenches. They kind of commiserated. They shared gifts, what limited they had from either side, whether it was food. They sang Christmas carols. They actually played soccer on no man's land, which is the ground in between the two. And these performers are enacting both sides, the German side as well as the Allied side. And you're hearing readings from letters that were sent home from the front, from both sides. It's pretty moving. And then on top of that, it's Christmas carols that everybody's really familiar with.
Will this be a little bit audience interactive? Will the audience be singing some of these?
Yeah, no, this is it's a serious, it's almost like a production because they're acting.
Right.
But the message is, it's a positive message. At the end, you go away feeling really, really good about, humankind and things like that. But it's a true and historical kind of event, and they do it really, really well. So I'm looking forward to it.
All is Calm, the Christmas Truce of 1914. Tickets are still available.
Oh yeah, we have tickets available. Just give us a call at 765-973-3350, or you can go to our website.
Check out the new website.
Click on tickets and just fill out the information, and we'll get back to you within the day. If you give us some time in the morning, we could probably get to you the same day.
CivicHall.com is the website. Check it out. All is Calm, the Christmas Truce of 1914. John Cook, Civic Hall Performing Arts Center. Always appreciate the time.
Thanks for having me.
Hello, I'm John Foss, Executive Director of Richmond Civic Theater. Founded in 1941, RCT is the premier live theater organization in Richmond, Indiana. Our productions are performed and produced locally just for you. Auditions are announced several times throughout the season, and we are always looking for new volunteers on and off stage. For more information about how you can get involved, visit our website at gorct.org and follow us on Facebook.
Welcome back to Access to the Arts. We're going to go outside now and take a look at some of the conversations that we had at Pottery Palooza. Welcome back to Access to the Arts as we continue to hang out at Richmond High School. Pottery Palooza 22 is going on right now, something that the community has always enjoyed when we've been able to have it here. And I have with me from Albany, Indiana, John Peterson. John, how are you?
I'm good. Nice to be here.
Thank you very much for taking some time to talk with me.
Yeah.
Talk to me a little bit about how you got started in pottery.
Well, I was a high school student in the north side of Chicago. I had a professor that had graduated from Ball State. So when I graduated, I came to Muncie, Indiana. Recommended to his teacher, Marvin Reichel, if that's the name, who was passed, and went to Ball State and met another fellow that was interested in pottery and another printmaker, and we ended up buying a piece of property outside of Muncie, about 5 acres with 3 little houses on it and some buildings.
Oh, okay.
And we're called the Bethel Pike Pottery at that time. And then over the process of years, everything kind of split up. And I started being John Peterson Pottery, and I've been there since 1967. So
I've talked to a couple of people so far today who talk about the functionality of their work, the beauty, but the functionality. Talk about what it is that you create and where your inspiration comes from, and what type of pottery do you work with?
One of my inspirations was a potter named Byron Temple from Centerville, who was quite famous in his past tense, but he made functional pots, and was kind of an inspiration to myself.
Okay.
And so I make pots that are useful. Some of them in the kitchen, kitchen pots.
I noticed some of the planters that you have, spoon holders that you have.
Yeah.
What and some interesting colorations that I don't always see. Does that come from the material that you use, or is that a glaze that you use?
I think probably over, the 40 or 50 years just developing different techniques, different decorations and different techniques, have evolved like that. So, always, keep the best of what you find, and then, so.
How much changing has there been? You said you started in 1967 or so.
Yeah.
How much changing has happened in the business as well as in your work?
Yeah. When we started the pottery, and I had a partner at the time, Alan Patrick, who's also a great potter and painter, we wholesaled at shops all over the Midwest and stuff like that. And then we split up the partnership, and Alan continued to wholesale, and I started doing art fairs and retailing and selling through my shop. And so that was a big change in my business model. I have 2 big open houses at the studio. I have a spring open house and a Christmas open house.
Okay.
And they've become popular in that local area, and we have hundreds of people that come out on the weekends. So
talk about your Christmas open house. What will people be able to find, and what do you plan? When is it going to be this year?
It's the first weekend in December.
Okay.
And it's John Peterson, Albany, Indiana. You can find me on Facebook or on social media.
Cool.
Yeah.
Anything I haven't asked you that you want people to know about your work, how to find you, anything of that nature?
Come to my studio if you have a chance. In Albany, it's a nice piece of property, and always glad to show people around.
All right.
So
looking forward to it?
Yeah.
First weekend in December.
First weekend in December.
All right.
Yeah.
Looking forward to the show. John Peterson, appreciate the time.
Okay. Thank you, Eric.
With local BTV, it's easier than ever to view all that WCTV offers.
I can now stream local government meetings direct to my TV.
Now I can watch local programming right from my phone.
I can easily view recorded and live events on my computer.
With a few clicks on any device, you're ready to view WGTV Channel 11, WETV Channel 20, and WCTV Channel 21. With local BTV, you're able to stay entertained and informed.
Welcome back to Access to the Arts. We are talking with Monica Koshline. Always great to have you here. We are talking to you more and more as the symphony has gone from, 4 or 5 concerts to, let's just go year-round for the fun of it.
Absolutely. We're always busy. We have an obligation to be a part of this community, and that's my favorite thing.
And you all are very much a part of the community. You have coming up the 3rd of 5 music director performances. Talk a little bit about who's coming in November.
Absolutely. Just a recap, just a teeny bit on the first 2. I mean, just 2 very different styles of conducting, and our audiences are having very mixed responses to both of them, which we love because we really did set out to bring 5 very different conducting styles to the stage, so that people could really envision who the RSO needs to be next in our journey. But yes, on November 19th, we'll have our 3rd candidate, Wesley Schultz. He's traveling the farthest to join us. He's coming from Seattle, and we'll spend the week in Richmond just like the first 2 did, and really hopefully get a real taste of the community and all the assets we have to offer.
Yeah. They've all gone around. They've been involved with some of the school kids. I know that they've made stops in various places. What is his repertoire going to be like?
Well, Wesley brings a story of fate, and so all of his pieces kind of revolve around that idea of I just want to say fate. I think the first piece is Fate Now Conquers, right?
Okay.
But he will bring a guest soloist, Rachel Wong, to the stage. They've worked together before. I've seen a video of her. She's just mesmerizing. And he'll finish with the big Tchaikovsky's 5th.
Okay.
It's going to be a throwdown.
That's going to be on the 19th. You all are moving into December, getting into the holiday spirit.
Yes.
And the first one is really going to be, I think, for the community fun. It's a walk through Reeveston, and you all did this last year, I think, for the first time.
We did.
Flannel and Frost.
Yeah.
Yes,
kind of just an idea of we need to do more during the holidays. So on December 4th, Sunday night, between 5 and 7, we invite the Reeveston neighborhood to host the RSO, so we'll have 3 different musical groups there. We may have the high school choir. We're in discussions on that, but a brass quintet certainly, steel drums, and the RSO singers will be there. And the Reeveston neighborhood neighbors come out and they provide treats along the way, hot chocolate, I don't know, candy canes. I had s'mores last year in my driveway,
Okay.
Which people just really wanted to like just eat the individual pieces as opposed to take time. But a great day, a great time. We'll have reindeer, and I'm looking for a Mr. and Mrs. Claus.
Oh, okay. There
Okay.
You reach out.
It's here.
Okay.
But it's a free event made possible by Three Rivers and the Wayne County Foundation, and was a real win for us last year, and we're hoping for great weather once again.
Yeah.
And then we'll move right back into Civic Hall on December the 11th, a week later on Sunday at 3 p.m. And it's been a while since the RSO did Christmas on the stage.
Yeah.
And so we're having a brass holiday concert.
That should be a lot of fun. Who's directing that one? Talk about
Darren
that.
Sorley. Darren
Okay.
Sorley, our principal French horn of 17 or 18 years.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're excited.
We had a chance to talk to him down in Veterans Park for the opening Sunset Series.
Absolutely.
Then you all are taking just a little bit of time off, and we will have you back and talk about your January concert.
February, and March, and the fundraising event. So much going on.
There you go. Year-round, they are at it. Put it on your calendar. November 19th, then December 4th, Flannel and Frost, and then December 11th for the Brass Holiday Concert. That should be a lot of fun in Civic Hall.
We're excited.
Monica, always appreciate the time.
Thank you.
Thank you very much for your time. We greatly appreciate you watching this month's Access to the Arts on Whitewater Community Television's WETV Channel 20, also online, and definitely check us out wherever you can. And enjoy the arts. There's a lot going on even through the holiday season, so definitely get out and enjoy all that there is to see. As always, I wish you well.